Ellen McCauley at Pray It Up in Syracuse, New York. We're talking about staying calm and collected so we don't overeat about it. Because everyone says, no one says, I had a beautiful faith-filled week where I prayed and was so mindful of the environment in my life and I ate like a pig. Usually people don't say that. Usually they're like, I was so stressed out, I was so freaked out, I ate like a pig. You know, you see the difference. So, how do you stay calm and collected? Well, be mindful of your facial expressions. You know, I am so easy to read. You know, if I'm mad or I'm upset or I think you're an idiot, it's really, I have to like, whoa, watch your face, Ellen. You know, and my daughter, like my daughter is such, one of my daughters is such a know-it-all. Well, they're all know-it-alls. I guess the acorn doesn't fall far from those trees. But anyway, like, I'd say, you know, that's not right. You're really, what you're saying isn't right. And she'd be just like, she'd get this look on her face like, whatever you say, Mom, but I know I'm right. So you got to watch your face, and you have to not internalize things and say, how big is this really? Do I really care? Don't go from 0 to 100. Was I happy we lost the Buffalo game? Was I happy about that? But I didn't eat over it. I didn't drink over it. I didn't rail against God. I mean, it is what it is, and that was my one time for the day. Negative Nancy's. There's a lot of them out there. If they're your friends, your family, your spouse, you're in trouble. But just try not to let them get you down. I always find them amusing. Like when they go on and on and on with all the negativity, I find it amusing. And speaking of amusing, watch a comedy. There are some pretty funny things out there. Watch an old movie. I love things like, what's the Cary Grant one where the women were killing the people and burying them, and Arsenic and Old Lace. That's one of the funniest movies ever. Yeah. Old movies can be funny too. All right. Come up with solutions before a problem occurs. So many people say to me, well, I went to a party and I had no idea that the only thing there would be pizza and ice cream and cake. I had to eat that. So I think there's nothing wrong with, hey, you're having a party, how fantastic. Hey, I'm really trying to be on a healthy journey. Do you mind if I ask what you're serving? Would it be okay if I brought along a little side salad for everyone to share? See what I'm saying? And you're like, I'm not going to do that. Try it. Also, be more empathetic. Oh my gosh. When you tell me all your problems at the scale, which I'm trying to weigh in 20 people and you're telling me it in 1 second, I try to be really empathetic. But the thing is, some of the problems deserve more empathy than others. Now, if you're saying, Ellen, I had no choice because it was my cousin's neighbor's son's birthday party, then I had to have cake. No, you didn't. I'm not that empathetic in that situation, okay? Also, breathing techniques. I have a whole thing on breathing in here. In the time of COVID, when our breath is so precious, when I'm trying to do high intensity interval training and I'm supposed to be breathless, I just think it's so important to concentrate on breathing, especially if you want to be calm, cool, and collected. So there's a whole section tonight on breathing exercises, which we're not going to do tonight because we don't want everyone's breath spreading around the room, but we're going to talk about it. And then another thing is counting to 10. You know, it really does work. One of my favorite things is, everyone knows I love to write. One of my favorite things is, let's say you really tick me off. Like you say, oh, Ellen, I'm quitting because you're a jerk and I hate you. So then I would go home and I'd say, why did they say that? I can't believe it. They're kind of a jerk too. And they didn't even try. They're just blaming me. And I say all kinds of negative, really terrible things. And then at the end, I'm like, well, I kind of feel sorry for them. Maybe they're having a bad day. And I work my way right around to, it's not about me. It's about what's going on with them. You write it down, you don't give it to anyone, instead of knee-jerk reacting and saying, well, you get out, I don't like you anyway. You know what I mean? You don't do that. I'm trying to give you examples. You know? And you know what really works is to tell someone. I think the best part, everyone thinks marriage is about many things, but the best part to me about being married is that they care about the same crap you care about. You go home and you say, can you believe this? They're like, are you kidding me? And then what happens? Really? What? And if you don't get that, I'm sorry. Sunday afternoon, you call me, and anyone can attest, I will agree with you. I will say, you are so right. Are you kidding me? That happened to you? Unbelievable. So, remember, if you're not getting it home, I'll get it for you. Okay. Focus on the positive. I even did on the Buffalo game. I'm going to go to Vegas and stay with my daughter. See how I focused on the positive there? And be patient. I didn't set the world on fire in January, but look out, February. Here I come. And block out distractions. You know, there's so many things in our lives that are like, if you're watching TV and there's too many commercials, tape it. Like I said, I knew Bangladesh and Amy didn't, so she's history. What's so funny is my son, who's 26, is like, I can't miss Jeopardy. See, it's genetic. It's genetic. But anyway, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway,
I do.
limit your caffeine intake. That doesn't mean you can't have coffee, but don't have it at 9 o'clock at night when you want to go to bed at 10, okay? And how many times a week do I say sleep? If you have a couple of bucks, buy a Fitbit. Somebody texted me last week and said, I didn't have luck with it. My gosh, I have nothing but luck with mine, and I'm really hard on things. It's a Fitbit Charge 3. It wasn't $1 million. It does my sleep. It does my heart. It does everything. I highly, highly recommend it. Also love what you do. You know, I finally am at a part in my life. I love my job. I help people every single day. I get a note, let me shine your light, Jesus. Every caller, how can I help them, Jesus? I am blessed. I'm blessed to have this group. I love you guys. You might say, you really don't. You love some people more than others. It's not that I love them more. It's just we have more of a history, let's say. Because I love everyone just the same, like any good mother would. Also, what I talked about, hitting the pause button. If something's bothering you, don't react immediately. Don't eat over it. Say, all right, I'm going to have a bag of chips, but not right now. I'm going to eat a bag of chips over this, but tomorrow. Make a date with those chips, and then break that date, okay? And then one other thing is 9 reasons why it's healthy. It's healthy because you don't stress your heart. It's healthy because you don't have high blood pressure. You can practice being calm, cool, and collected. Like if somebody says something to you, you say, the old Ellen would usually overreact to this, but now I'm going to try to find some humor in it. Now I'm going to say something like, how curious that you would say that. I didn't know that we were that close. And then sometimes when things happen to me, I think, oh, this is humorous. I can't wait to tell the Pray It Off group. You know what I mean? Or you might say, oh, this happened to me. I can't wait to tell my small group. Meditation. I talked about that. I really, really need to work on that. We need to reduce our chance for addiction, and many of us are addicted to those comfort foods. We reach for them in times of need. And you know what else? I love this. It says, slows down the aging process. Well, I'm not trying to be 20, but I also don't want to look like I'm 90 either, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Also, enjoying vibrant health. I'm going to stop right there, Bob, and I'm going to whip right